Happy Victory Tuesday. That's right. We celebrate the entire week. It's a victory week. I know, Buck fans, you should be in great mood and high fucking spirits because I am. Again, welcome to another fabulous episode of Bucs Report, the aftermath. What's going on? What a fantastic fucking game, y'all. Tampa Bay goes in to Seattle and pulls the win. Now, it has to. Unfortunately, I got to call it an upset because people favored the Seahawks, which they shouldn't have. And we are resilient out here. And also, we're going to be talking a little bit about other teams across the board. Eagles fans, fucking ha. But no further ado, fuck them right now. We're going to talk about the Bucs. Let's bring on our coach, our favorite coach out here, defensive-minded guru himself. Slick, a.k.a. the British guy who's always fly. What's going on with you, sir?
I'm enjoying my Victory Tuesday, man. Monday, Tuesday, I don't give a fuck. It's Victory week until that new Buccaneers game is on. So that's the way it always rolls for me.
You're damn right. Damn right. It was man. Again, another word to describe it: resilience. Resilience, yep. resilience. And what a way of Baker saying we're not going to give up. And also, the irony is the defense finally stepped up and did their job. They did their job. They fucked up bad. Bowles, you fucked up bad, but you came out. And Levante David, you redeemed yourself and you showed us why you were picked up for one more year. This right here, Levante, thank you, my man. Thank you for making up with that because that missed tackle that you did, I was very disappointed. But there's a lot of blame to go around and a lot of criticism we're going to nitpick because, again, we love the game of football. We are fans of the game first, then our team. So I want to start. Let's just start. Let's get it out of the way. Slick, we're going meeting. We're going to get the veggies and fruits. So let's get the fucking veggies out because I know everybody likes the fruits best. Slick, give me your zucchini, not zucchini. Give me your what the fuck player. What the fuck, Buck? Give me 3 what the fuck, Buck? What the fuck, Bucks? I need those 3 players on defense. Let's go.
For me, I think it's going to come down to Logan Hall.
Yes, sir.
It's got to come down to Levante David to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm not going to put too much harshness on Jacob Parrish because he stepped up as a corner position. They did have him down as a nickel, so I will let him kind of get away with one. And then probably the third one is either Yaya Diaby. I don't expect a lot out of Sebastian Dennis. The thing is, with someone like Levante, yeah, his standard of play is so high, which is why we're saying what the fuck, Buck, for me. Whereas Sebastian Dennis, the standard's so low. Do you know what I'm saying? He may have dropped the ball a bit, but and no more than Levante David. But Levante David, there's an expectation of how well that guy plays, and when he fails to meet it, it's very obvious. Logan Hall is just a guy who seems to be collecting a paycheck. I'd say he's average at best from what I've seen. The Buccaneers do need to retool that front 7. They couldn't stop the run. This Buccaneer team gave up 122 yards, and this wasn't with a Saquon Barkley. This wasn't with Derrick Henry. This was with Kenneth Walker the fucking third. It's a disgrace.
Disgrace, bro. It was a disgrace. I'm with you. I'm gonna start off with Yaya. Yaya pissed me off all fucking day. The biggest thing is, Slick, I'm very aware. Now, before people get their panties in a bunch, you're nitpicking. Yes, because you have to be situational. That when he threw his hands up and he put his hands up, Slick, in my opinion, move your hands forward to change the trajectory of the football. when he just did this, I was sitting back like, ah. Now I get it, it was a fluke, but the worst one, Slick, was one the entire game. I don't know what it is about Yaya. I think he's in a way he's almost JTS, but the reason why I say that is because he relies a lot on his physical abilities instead of learning more fundamental tricks. Because that escape sack that Darnold had was inexcusable. Slick, it was inexcusable. You
Yeah,
are
it's not like
supposed to grab, at least wrap around him, do something. He just felt.
this is Sam Darnold. Darnold's not known for escaping in the pocket.
No, it was inexcusable. Grab him by the front of his fucking jersey. Do something. If the lineman is pushing, at least grab him, wrap him around his legs. Do something. This is where the lack of fundamentals, in my personal opinion, Slick, comes in on Yaya, because a Shaq Barrett or a JPP, he would have been dead to rights. They would have clapped him up. And Hassan tried his best. But again, I think the reason why I'm giving Hassan a pass, I honestly think that game he was out of steam. Like by the end of the game, I could kind of see, okay, you're out of steam. So Yaya gets me the biggest what the fuck, man, because he was fucking around all day. Now, Logan Hall, you're right too. Slick. I don't know if he needs to get bullied or something, but no, he is getting bullied. Every time I see him in the line of scrimmage, he is getting bullied. And my big one, what the fuck, is going to be on Bowles. That's right. I said it, everybody. Bowles, you insist on these fucking zone coverages in the red zone. You insist on these zone coverages. More than that, you had a third string corner on their star receiver. Before the end of the halftime, you had 3 fucking timeouts. Bowles, you can't, like the Egyptians, you can't take precious luggage into the afterlife. You cannot take those timeouts for the second half. Call that timeout. Slick, as a defensive coach, I'm thinking Slick would have called a timeout at least and been like, hey, call timeout, regroup, play closer. If they're going to beat you, let them at least beat you where the best man won. Not to where, again, you know what that reminded me of, Slick? That reminded me of the fucking playoffs with the Commanders. Remember Terry McLaurin? He ran and did that little slant inside. What did our old boy do? Run, slant in the inside, touchdown. So, Bowles, you've got to get your shit together. Again, Bowles, we were up 13-0. 13-0. You've got to learn how to put the pedal to the metal, Bowles. So those are my what the fucks. I just had to get that out there. Again, Buck fans, we are thankful for this. However, we cannot continue to do this all the time. There's got to be a time where we have got to put teams away for good, because the Seahawks in the first half did it all but give us the game with the penalties, with the fumbling. We did our job. So, Bowles, you have got to learn how to deliver the kill shots on defense. So those are my what the fucks, Slick. I had to get that out there because I was very disappointed in the defense. To me, the defense gets a C-. And the only reason it's a C- is because Levante stepped up with that fucking interception.
They did make plays. You know, they got the fumble recovery. They got the fumble recovery, and they got the interception. So they were able to spin the game around in the end, but it was too little, too late, kind of thing. So
yes, and that's my thing about that. You know what I mean? It's just for me personally.
Tackling across the board was awful.
Yes,
we can get hats there, but we can't seem to get a guy down on the ground.
No,
lots of over leveraging when we're coming into making those tackles. So all it takes is that little indecision or that little subtle move to the inside, and you're over pursuing to the outside, and you're washed out. You're washed out of the play. It happened to Levante David a couple of times. I was talking about this with somebody the other day, and I said it's starting to look like Levante David's processing speed is still fine. His ability to get there and make the play means he's having to make that play earlier than he would like to, because he isn't quite as fast as he once was, or as speedy as he once was, or as quick. Yeah. So he's making that play earlier, and that's forcing him to over pursue.
Mm-hmm. Even some of his form of tackling, the way that he tried to tackle the tight end, that was not very Levante like. You know what I mean? Usually a Levante at that point would have at least tried to fundamentally wrap him around and hold
especially
him.
around the waist instead of
Yeah,
going.
and
We went way too high.
yeah, he went. You're right. It was like slick. It was
He
a
was
high
grabbing the shoulder
tackle.
pads. Yeah, he
Yeah,
was grabbing the shoulder pads. That would never have gone in. The guys that most tight ends are bigger than linebackers, so
yeah, that motherfucker was at least 6'5", 6'6", and that's why. And again, they put Jacob Parrish in an awkward situation, in my opinion. I would have rather kept him in the inside where I know he would do well, and then you should have had Zion shadow JSN. I would have played it that way because you put Jacob in an awkward situation, and I get it, Bowles. You play safe a little too much. You can't always. I get it. These are backups. However, you know this, Slick. We don't have the pass rush yet, fellas, to do certain shit. I was talking to my boy. He was like, "Well, AJ, why do you always insist on them loading the box early?" I said, "Because, as you can see, we can't get there, Slick, with 4 fucking people. Look at that big bomb that Darnold threw to JSN. Did you see when the front 4 tried to rush the lineman had their way, Slick? That's how he was able to get. He had all day.
and you got to look at it in two perspectives, right? So the Buccaneers have been able to throughout most of the season,
Yes, sir.
been able to play too high if they need to, and still stop the run. When you're unable to stop the run, you've really got to go to a one high situation. The only problem is it kind of puts your center guy in a, like, if we're going to go for a cover 3 for the sake of argument, your middle hole guy or your middle guy. It's very difficult for him to know what to do because the field is only so big. You can get fooled quite quickly. There's a lot that can go. There's a lot that can go wrong with it. There's a lot that can go right with it, but there's a lot more that can go wrong with it. So the Buccaneers predominantly try and stay. I would try and stay in a too high shout until they're running the ball well enough that I need to come out of my too high shout. When you're in a too high shout, they can't. You should be able to stop the pass.
Yeah.
That's why the Tampa defense was so good, was because it could stop the run in a too high shout. You're not supposed to stop the run in a too high shout. It's supposed to be harder.
Yes, and I also want to see this. Like, I think we need to get out of this cover 3. We need to go back to good old fashioned cover 2, because, like you just said, every time Cooper Kupp was getting off, he was killing us with the slants. Jacob could only do so much. People forget Jacob is only 5'9", 5'10". Cooper Kupp, meanwhile, 6'1", 6'2", and he is a veteran. Like that first catch that he made in the opening game, I say, oh shit. I'm like, I don't want to see this guy. He was giving me PTSD. I'm like, I want Cooper Kupp silenced. So yes, you're right on that too, Slick. I think we just put ourselves in awkward situations, and I can already hear Bowles like, well, we got our backups in, and I don't want to put these gentlemen in awkward situations. I think we should just do what's best. And you can't always do that.
When you're allowing a team to march up and down the field, I could understand if it was working. Like I'll sit there and shut the fuck up if it's working. But you gave up 30. You gave up 35 points.
You gave up 35 points. 35 points and more.
So it wasn't working. So why not have a look at that?
Why not?
Why not? I'm a bigger. For me, coaching football, when I first started, I never used man. I always used them. Then I went to the Steelers, and they only used man inside the red zone, inside the 10. Then we ended up adding. I think we ran a cover 4, and it just always looked shit. It was kind of pointless. We just didn't do much with it. So we needed to come up with something to complement us in our long stride like 3rd and long, 4th and long situations. So we developed cover 2 man, and it worked a treat, because cover 2 man is essentially cover 4. You got 4 vertical receivers. It turns into cover 4.
Right.
So it kind of gave us that ability that guys were like, this is my guy, I'm locking him down.
Yes.
There's a level of like ownership there. And then on top of that, you got the 2 high safeties to pick up whatever, goes awry and, go and hunt the ball down so they can go and get it. And it became very effective for us. And it became one of our staple coverages, a cover 2 man. And I've now been very big advocate of playing cover 2 man or even cover 1, providing you know how to use your cover 1. I'm not a huge fan of cover 1. I prefer cover 2 man. I find unless your safety's super athletic, I kind of feel that, especially in college football, because we follow the college rules, where the hashes are wider, that if you're camped on one hash and the play's going the other way, that safety's never going to get over to the other side to make any contribution to that play. So I just feel like he's a wasted defender. Whereas in 2-man, you're able to do that.
Yes. Excellent. And another thing that I know that this worked at the last minute, but I also believe that Bowles should have established more pressure and blitzing earlier to rattle Darnold, because Darnold had all day, because we don't have that front four yet to establish pressure, and our edge rushers were failing us miserably. Now, I get it. People were saying, well, AJ, he kept his ace in the hole, and it did work out for us. But imagine this, like, imagine if he establishes that earlier. You do realize when something is working, the opponents have to adjust too. What kind of adjustment?
He's got more than one trick he's more than a one-trick pony. I love the fact that he did have something in his back pocket that he saved, and then used it and it worked. That's fantastic. That's the whole point of it, right?
Right.
But we also know that he's very exotic with his blitzes and will kind of sprinkle in lots of different people, whether it be DBs will be blitzing, whether it be linebackers blitzing, whether it be linemen dropping into coverage, all those kinds of things, or the rushers dropping into coverage, all those kinds of things that he does. It just kind of felt like that was kind of missing, and it just kind of felt like Darnold had the ability to escape, which I've never seen him as that kind of player. Ever since I've watched him, like. I don't look at him as, I won't say a dual threat, because Baker's not a dual threat, but he's able to escape the pocket. I think he's a good pocket quarterback. I'm really pleased for him that he's kind of found some footing, that he can be a dude now, rather than, he's got out of that nightmare that was the Jets, and then from the Jets to Carolina, and like Baker's kind of put his career back on track and is rolling now.
Yes.
So that's how I kind of look at it. But he's not a guy who you shouldn't be really sprinting around after him. Shouldn't really be allowing you to do. You know what I mean?
Correct, 100%. And that also lies into the unfortunate lack of true effectiveness that Hassan and Yahya have got to step up about. I don't give a shit about pressures all the time, because the pressures did not lead to anything bad on Darnold. It wasn't like Darnold was 19 for 36 or something. No, he didn't miss that much, and that's because.
But then there's no like, people turn around. Oh, they're kind of getting there. I'm like, it doesn't matter if they're kind of getting there. Have they rattled the quarterback that he's throwing off platform? Yes or no? If it's no, okay. Or even if it's yes, is he still completing? Yes. So then it doesn't matter if he's throwing off platform.
Yes, exactly.
Doesn't matter if he's throwing off platform. He's able to make the plays. So is he throwing the balls and guys are catching them? What's his completion rate? All those kind of things kind of go at you. It's all great that you're forcing him to go for his progressions, and do it quicker. But is he still being effective? And we know that he's not a fucking surgeon. No. He's a good quarterback, but he ain't great. And he should not, time after time, should not be struggling. He should be struggling with our pass rush, not being able to go, I go to that guy, I go to that guy, I go to that guy.
Mm-hmm. And I would say this as well when it comes to the run. Maybe I just think if you look at it from what I was looking at, the Seahawks ran more zone type of schemes. Now, I don't know if the Bucs they should be familiar with those type of schemes, because the Eagles run a lot of zone coverages. Maybe I just think, I don't know. I think they just caught them off guard of how aggressive they were running, because typically with Bucs opponents that we face, once the Bucs stop the run 2 to 3 times, they go, fuck it. We're going to just attack Bowles' cushion coverage. So maybe that was something that they said, how about we stick with it? Stick with the run and see what they can do.
They weren't stopping the run, so it's a valid point, and that probably allowed someone like Sam Darnold to have a little bit more success, because he is able to lean on that run game when he needs to, and that's massive. And that's massive for him. So, it allows you to play action. It allows, when you play action, it pushes your front to start playing the run when they don't need to play the run because when you can't stop the run, or I'm not saying we were bad against the run, we weren't great against the run,
Right.
not like how we statistically are.
Right.
So when you are struggling,
that's right,
or you're getting a lot of plays come down, this is where your linebackers, your front seven, the guys who are run first defenders, they will bite on the run a little bit harder than they should.
Right.
Because they are now like, we're struggling to stop this run. I need to make a statement. I need to make sure that we stop this run. I'm that guy. I'm going to go do it. Oh, shit. He fucking kept hold of the ball.
Yes.
But you're already coming down on him. So it's almost like you're a blitzer in effect, yeah? Because you're already going through your gap. You're going through the open window looking to take somebody out. You either continue, but then you're not supposed to be blitzing, so you've got to go back. So you start powering backwards, you start putting the foot in the ground, and you start working backwards, gaining your depth. But it's too little, too late, because everything underneath you, behind you, is wide open because you've come down.
Right, and I hear you, and I want to go into this. I want to know what your take is on this. I know we have been giving Seachickens problems. I mean, giving him critique because he has been playing really bad when it comes to the pass coverage. Why not do this? Because I kind of think this guy does it better. He might not be as great as stopping the run, but I want to see this. Maybe it's like they need to rotate Seachickens with Deion Jones, because I think that Deion is much more solid at stopping the pass, and he's not awful at stopping the run either. How about we do that? Maybe Bowles needs to consider rotating those pieces around.
I think it's probably worth having a look at what Deion Jones can do at this point, because you've just got to have somebody else out there that is going to be effective in the pass, and somebody. I mean, he's been in the scheme a while. Like he's maybe not as long, but as Sebastian, but he's been in it a while. You know, it's not alien to him.
Yes,
I'd like to see what he could do.
Exactly.
Simply put, I'd like to see what he can do.
Yeah, I like to see that too. And also, we were mentioning exotic schemes and blitzes with Bowles. I want to see. I honestly think, in my opinion, Slick, Seachickens can be a very effective blitzer, especially through the A or B gap. I do, because he likes to stop the run and does it very well between the A and B gap. I would like to see that. I think Levante is good enough to where he could cover the middle because he has the awareness. But I want to see him. Remember the way Devin White used to sometimes blow up the A or B gap in his blitzes? I'm not saying that Seachickens has that same type of explosiveness, but he has enough to get there. I just want to see, like you said, I just want to see what we can do to get other people involved, because it's apparently obvious that teams are taking advantage of us when Seachickens is in there, especially when they throw to the flats, especially when they set up certain screens. He's just not reading it yet. Now, I'm hoping, Slick, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt that maybe he just needs to get a little bit of more games under his belt, because he has basically been out most of his career. But as of right now, I want to see something else too, Slick, because they're taking advantage. And one of these days, it's going to bite us in the ass. It almost did this week. Again, guys, we're not coming down. We're just talking in reality, because I guarantee you, as much as the Bucs are celebrating, Bowles is in the lab going, this shit can't happen. Grizzard is going, this can't happen. So we're just being honest, ladies and gentlemen. But we're gonna
never accept anything you would accept in a loss in a win.
Exactly.
It's unacceptable in a loss. It's unacceptable in a win.
Exactly. Now let's get, you know what, guys? Again, we had to get that. We had to get through the dark clouds. Now we're in the light. Let's go to the good side. Let's talk about the fucking heroes. Offense, Grizzard, you were in your bag. Now give me your three. That's what I'm talking about, Bucs. Slick, give me your three. That's what the fuck I'm talking about, Bucs.
I mean, the first two are going to be pretty obvious. Yes, it's gonna be Baker Mayfield and Emeka Ibuka. It's just too easy. It's you know. The next one's really tough for me, because I could go one or two ways. I'm really pleased that this person stepped up. He's my unsung hero of the game, and that is Cade Otton. I'm really pleased that he had the game that he had. But the other person who's in that conversation is probably Sterling Shepard with a touchdown that really kind of finished it off for us. Those are my three. Those are my three guys. But I would definitely. I'll go with Cade in this in particular instance, because he needed a game like that.
Yes, I feel you, man. The first one is Grizzard. You listened, Grizzard. I'm proud of you. You see this slick? We didn't come out flat. The Buccaneers on offense came out with a sense of urgency. The Buccaneers offense came
And
out
he
with
did it with he did it with a poor rushing attack.
yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. But that goes to my next guy, Rachaad White. I'm so fucking proud that he made use of his availability when he was out there. Those rushing touchdowns, as close as they were, guys, do not count Rachaad out on that. He still did his job, and he made it. He kept the offense, the run offense, so good, in my opinion, Slick. The Seahawks defense still had to stay honest. Just like we were on the other side of the ball, the Seahawks couldn't necessarily release the hounds because they or stay back in deep coverage. I mean, because it was, oh shit, this guy still can be dangerous. And of course, Baker, Baker, I'm going to call it a Booker, because Baker and Ibuka are one. Damn it, Mecca. Oh my God, Slick. This is not out of the fucking question. This is not me taking leaps of faith. This is an actual reality. Slick, do you know who has the rookie record of touchdowns?
Randy Moss
with 17. It's in this era of football that we're playing, Slick. Emeka has 5 already. It's, ladies and gentlemen, it's not out of the question. It's not out of the question because of his versatility, Slick, because of what he can do. Man, oh man, Slick. This man
the beauty of having Emeka in has meant that they've not overused Chris yet.
That's
because there's a little bit of a worry that they go straight to going, Chris, we really need to rely on you, and that guy would end up getting a ridiculous amount of targets and get popped a lot because of the way he plays, and it didn't. So I was really pleased with that from that perspective from the Buccaneers, that they haven't had to really. I mean, Chris Godwin only had 3 receptions, had a few more passes thrown his way, and wasn't able to reel them in, but the ball was spread around pretty well. You know, you got Emeka had the most. He had something to prove that day. He was in Washington. It's where he's from. It makes complete sense that, you know, he was apparently a Seattle Seahawks fan himself. Went to watch the Legion of Boom in that stadium himself. So understandably, he wants to say, yeah, I'm that guy. This is my turf. I'm a have a day. K. Dalton gets 4. Tez Johnson gets 4. Great to see him getting on the sheet. Ted was doing a great job.
Cooking. That's Slick. Look how that, to me, was a sign of the offense is going to be scary. Ted's out there just barely scratched the surface. Slick. You can tell. What I love about Tez is his raw ability. He's very fluid in his route running because the separation and movement he was getting. Now, granted, they didn't really take him as serious as Emeka and Chris.
And why would you? He's fourth. I mean, if this team was at full strength, he's 4th on the depth chart, maybe even 5th.
I'd say fifth. But that's the beauty of it. He took advantage. One of the funniest plays is when he caught the ball and the Seahawks clashed into each other. I was like, damn.
He's so small, and that's the thing. Like, he's got to. I want him to be smart, like Mike Evans. Get the ball, get the first down, go down. Don't unless you've got a clear path of getting somewhere.
Yes.
Don't try and take on tacklers. Just go down.
Yeah.
Live to find him down. He's a little guy. You want him to kind of bounce off the screen. You want him to make people miss, but don't try and fight for yards. Just if you've got a body on you, go down. Don't fucking fight for it unless you're fighting for a first down or at the goal line. Just fucking go down.
Just go down and save yourself for another day. But you're right. The receivers came to life. But Grizzard, I honestly think that he was listening to people. He got the tight ends involved. And look how it made such a significant difference, Slick, in the game. The Seahawks couldn't just say, okay, fuck it. They couldn't stop Ibuka regardless, but it was more of like the Eagles were, hey guys, they're not even worried about they're not even using their tight ends. Let's just cover the receivers. With this coming out, now the Seahawks defense was like, shit, we can't really focus on the receivers anymore. And another great thing that worked in our benefit that I try to tell Seahawk fans, Slick, I said, you cannot try to replicate what the Eagles did. You don't have the kind of interior strength that they do. You don't have a Quinion Mitchell. You don't have a Zach Bond. That's why the Eagles could do what they did early, because they had the defense to do so. You don't. That's why it's like that paper shit doesn't always. I get it on paper and statistically, Seahawks got a damn good defense. They still do, but
they're a good team, man. And we needed this win for me was huge because
yes,
it proves that we can go on the road and win.
Yes,
against a good team. Now the Texans are starting to get a few more wins under their belt as well, so they don't look like the shit team that everyone was making. You know, when everyone was kind of, well, the Bucs haven't actually beaten anyone of any relevance. Well, now we have, and some of our rivals are starting to add the teams that we've already beat. The Falcons will be one of them. They'll accrue some wins, and this Buccaneers football team. Yeah, when it loses, it's still competitive. We've not been blown out by anybody. And we've been in every single game that we've been in, which is an absolute testament to who we are.
Mm-hmm.
We just can't keep living like this.
100%.
I want us to start when the Jets game should have been that game. The Jets game should have been, we're up. Let's stay up. Let's keep them out. Let's just keep them the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
Walk away with a nice big victory. Instead, we end up having to chase the game. The Seahawks always had the firepower and the ability to kind of go toe-to-toe with us. They are a good team. I feel that they're in a very tough division that they don't know if they can get out of it yet.
Yeah.
Maybe they go for all three teams in the North, but I probably see only two going up. It all depends on everyone else's records, obviously. So,
100%. I see two going out of the North, two out of the West. I'm gonna tell you, I don't know about the East anymore. I think it's only going to be one. It's going to be a dogfight. The South, of course. I think the South and the East, it's one in a possible. If we were playing spades, y'all, it would be one in a possible. But for the NFC North, two, NFC West, two as well. But I do like what you said about the Bucs coming in here, because it was a statement. And it was something that we needed to do, because if we lose this game, Slick, the narrative would be, oh man, the Eagles broke the Bucs. They did not. And like you said, we are competitive. We're doing this with, mind you, without Mike Evans, without Bucky, without Gedeke, without Mock. That shows you the resilience of a good team, and we're only going to get better. And don't fret, my brother Slick. I'm telling you this right now. I know this is premature, but that victory that you're saying where we got to run away with it, it's going to happen against the 49ers. I know.
I believe it. I believe it can happen. I believe the Buccaneers can rattle somebody like a Mac Jones. But something that I just saw today, I was watching something on TV, and if the Buccaneers didn't win any more games and then went into the last 6 and won all of them, Cards, Saints, Falcons, Panthers, Dolphins, Panthers, they'd still have a 10-win record. That's if you discounted Bills, Rams, Patriots, Saints, Lions, and Niners. Those 6. So if the Buccaneers, this is where Bowles, me and you said at the beginning of this year, Bowles has got to get better in the middle of the season. The middle of the season literally just started as of last week, right? We've got a 6-game schedule coming up. We've got a couple of home games. We've got Monday Night Football. We've got Sunday Night Football in that, and we've got some good teams. We've got the Niners, who have got the same record as us. We've got the Lions, who've got the same record as us. We've got the Bills, who've got the same record as us. And we've also got the Rams, who've got the same record as us. There's a lot to prove. And if we can walk away out of those 4 games, and no disrespect to the Patriots, because they are playing some good football now, but no disrespect to them, out of those 4 games, if we can split them, I'm happy.
You're happy. I'm with you, but I honestly think this was the game, to me, Slick, that was going to determine what direction we're heading. Hear me out. This game, I think, is going to be much harder than the 49ers. Why? One, we are at home, but second, the 49ers are not the same. Now, you want to talk about, like, their best win was the Rams. Don't get it twisted. But again, Slick, a lot of the teams from last year that the media wanted to say that is going to be dangerous, we're slowly seeing, you pumped your brakes. You got to pump the brakes. You was way too overboard. Look at Green Bay. Just 2 weeks ago, Green Bay was Super Bowl contenders.
So just for, yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with what you just said there. So I think a phone call needs to go into a certain person that we don't like very much. We need to give Mr. Duval a call because he knows how to steal signs legally. And they'll say, look, dude, we got ourselves a new OC. We're all good. You do your thing, but tell us what some of those signs are. We're doing you a fucking trade.
Yeah, I mean, fuck him, but
oh yeah, I'm
but for what he's doing to that organization, cool. But again, I tell people this, Slick, don't get it twisted. Those are how many times we've seen this every season? Certain teams come out the gate looking promising, but remember, Panthers
look pretty good when they first got Dave Canales.
Exactly. Now it's shit.
They don't look awful now, but they don't look nowhere near as good.
You can tell they're going to flatten real quick. The Jags. Trevor Lawrence, despite what he did, that wasn't. I wasn't impressed by his performance. It was like,
I think what we're all impressed with is this complete downtick of this Kansas City team that just can't do it no more.
Well, Slick, we've already said this in football. In football logic, you and I saw this coming. You can only do so much when you don't have the offensive pieces, and this is why you can't always pay everybody fucking $300-400 million, because now you see it catches up. Everybody isn't meant to be a Brady-esque type of quarterback, even though Mahomes played it at the level before. But the point is,
that's the crazy thing.
Yeah, he did 1 year, but you know this, like, you can't sustain that for so much. People forget that Patriots team, the dynasty team, they always typically had a top 10 defense. They always typically had someone on offense that was there.
Now that team's old.
And now that team's old. The Kelsey is not, again, ladies and gentlemen, Kelsey is never, nor will he ever be, a fucking Gronk. He never was. That was never his build, and that is coming back to Mahomes now because
I always used to hate it when people said that he's a great run blocker. They're like, hey, well, if you look, he's a really good run blocker. You run blocks from fucking a nasty slot position. That's very different than being a connected tight end.
Right, to be in the true trenches. We know this. You and I know this. Anybody else out there, you want to go debate that shit with Ryan Clark. Maybe he'll give you an easy one, but no. The point is coming back to bite them in the ass. And speaking of that, of biting in the ass and karma, we're going to take a short break because I got to show something. 1 second, y'all, because y'all going to love this.
Mitchell's got the post, and he just reaches out, and that's a lot of cloth. Yeah, that's pretty obvious, I'd say.
Oh, yeah, pretty obvious. The football gods have spoken, Eagles. I don't want to hear, oh, we got robbed. Welcome to our world. Wait a minute. Oh, you don't. Oh, y'all. Hold on. Wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished?
Back to the interception. Shepard trying to get away from Quinyon Mitchell. Looks like been grabby all day and maybe an illegal contact.
Oh, now you know
what? Literally turned a guy, span him around.
Well, now they know what.
So. The whole rules in holding is you can't manipulate a person's body, right?
Right.
To the degree of you've made a guy literally 360, right? You can't make someone do that. You've got to make them do it on their own steam. They've got to want to do it, as in their feet make them do it because of your presence.
Right.
This is a guy being pulled around like a rag doll and no one fucking seeing it. It was disgusting to see on the day, but
yeah.
At the end of it, I think the loss against the Philadelphia Eagles has sharpened us.
It did sharpen us, but I just wanted
give us a bit more mortality. Don't let it go to the refs' hands, guys. Don't let it do it.
100%. I just want to get on the punk ass Eagles. I told y'all this, Eagles fans, and I told the Eagles, This is what happens, though. Like you said, you don't want it in the hands of the refs, but also this is why I always love this. Like I want fair football, because if you don't, you set a precedent to bad shit like this, and it makes the game not fun. Did a lot of things go against the Eagles that when it shouldn't have? Absolutely. I'm not here to say that.
I think the worst part is, and I'm looking at the game right now. I didn't watch it live or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like our game.
Yes.
Against them.
Yes.
They allowed the team to get 18 points on them.
Mm-hmm.
That's a team that thinks we've got it.
Yes.
That's 100%. We got our foot off the gas.
Yes.
We're cruising. We're chilling.
And the difference is, Slick, they had an aggressive mindset at head coach. When Sean Payton went for that 2-point conversion, that's when I knew they were going to win, because that's another thing, Slick. In my TikTok, I try to explain to people, which a lot of Eagles fans didn't want to hear this, Slick, but I said, you're dealing with a coach, not only just the coach, Slick, you're dealing with the defense that can rush forward without having to sacrifice the back end, that can get to your quarterback. You're dealing with Patrick Surtain. If Benjamin Morrison could clamp up A.J. Brown, what the fuck do you think is going to happen with Surtain on A.J. Brown? And they didn't want to hear that, Slick. And again, we kept saying this. What's going to happen when the Eagles don't have a well-balanced offense? Were they getting a few big passes off, Slick? Yes. But go look at Saquon Barkley's rushing stats. Go look at their running stats. What was his rushing stats, Slick? What was Saquon's rushing stats?
Give me a second. I'm just pulling it up now. I saw the team rushing stats. 30 yards and only 6 carries, so they barely gave it to him.
There you go. And what did we always say, Slick? When the game is on the line, sometimes you're going to have to, you got to, as a quarterback, win with your arm.
A.J. Brown still can't get shit.
Yes.
Fuck me, that guy. He must be pouting. Expect a mid-season breakdown from this guy saying he wants to be traded, whatever. I need to see it. I need to see it. He has 194 yards and 1 touchdown in 5 games.
100%. But this is what I was trying to explain to people, Slick. Like our MVP caliber quarterback in Baker. Baker understood this. When the game is on the line, Slick, what does he do? I'm going to win this game with my arms and my legs. Jalen, on the other hand, that's not his MO. And there's nothing wrong with that, Slick. This is where we want people to understand. Everyone isn't meant to be at an elite level. Some guys you have to build around for them to produce. Slick, I don't hear people giving Jared Goff shit. He's not elite. And Jared, we know he's not. But when you surround him with the good talent, Jared Goff can play to a very damn good level quarterback. Nothing's wrong with that. Slick, there's a reason why elite should be very rarely used, because of what these guys can do. We're not saying Baker is elite.
Elite tells me you're like top 3 to top 5 of your position.
Right. And look at what Baker's been doing.
So when you say all-time elite, you've got to talk about the top 5 wide receivers of all time. You've got to talk about, and I even argue that Mike Evans isn't even in that category yet.
Right.
He's up there, but he's not elite all-time wide receiver. He'll probably be a first ballot Hall of Famer because his stats will just put him there anyway. We're hoping that he comes back and he can get another K season. And,
he will. Slick,
and we'll be looking at it a different way.
Fantasy. I have him in fantasy. Anybody who has Mike Evans in fantasy, when he comes back, he's going to fucking go off, because you know why? Baker is once Baker.
And Mecca's now the marked man.
Mecca's the marked man.
You can't cover everyone. That's the crazy thing of this whole situation is, if the Buccaneers can get back to a situation where is it possible? I know Cody Mauch is out. He's not coming back this season, is he?
No, Gedeke, I think he can be back. Him and Evans actually could be back for the Detroit game, because Gedeke is on IR, and IR is 4 games minimum. So he already missed the Jets game. He already missed the Eagles game. He's already missed the Seahawks, and he's going to miss the 49ers game. So that's 4 games right there. He can be back and play against the Lions, and so can Mike Evans. And we know statistically right now, Mike Evans does very well against the Detroit Lions. And you just said it already, Slick. Ibuka is going to be a marked man. He's going to be, because now that game against the Seahawks, Slick, you're right. It's put him on a level of, okay, we can't just not take him serious anymore. And I'm not saying other teams didn't, but Slick, in my opinion, now you're right. Emeka is priority number one until further notice. Hey, we got to stop.
You're not going to come into a game where you got a red hot rookie wide receiver that is is right now, and this is my opinion, and I don't know where you are with this. He is the second best receiver in football
as of right now. Absolutely, as of right now.
Number one being St. Brown. St. Brown is the number one wide receiver in football.
I wouldn't disagree, and I'm glad we brought that up, because someone would say, "What about Justin Jefferson?" Yards wise, maybe, but touchdowns,
he's only got one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Emeka has 5. Emeka is second. I think there's only one receiver with more, and like you said, that's St. Brown.
St. Brown.
And St. Brown, as much as I like St. Brown, but to me, Emeka.
I see St. Brown and Emeka in the same kind of mold.
Sort of, but to me, Emeka has a better transitioning of playing the X than St. Brown. I don't. You cannot, to be honest, St. Brown, I don't think he could ever truly dominate at the X. Emeka, on the other hand, can. How many of those passes he as the X? Look at what he did to Sauce on that one-hand catch, cooking. I don't see a St. Brown doing that to a Sauce. I think they both are molded body-wise and sort of route-wise, but I think Emeka has more explosive ability. Look at that touchdown that look at that 57-yard bomb he caught, Slick, when he did a skinny post. You can't teach that. The way that he moved in, you can't teach that. St. Brown is good. And you're right, though, Slick, but I do think, though, with Evans coming back, and I'm just saying this, I don't know, but imagine if Gedeke and Evans come back with that Detroit game. That puts the odds, in my opinion, for the Bucs a whole lot more, because now just think about it.
I think that might be a little bit too early, because it's
4 games. Remember, 4 games. But again, with Gedeke in there, just think about the extra time that Baker can have. With Evans in there, you just said it. They're gonna have to make priority. They're gonna have to make a priority one way or the other. But did you just hear, though, that I think 2 of their DBs are out indefinitely with injuries? You see what I'm saying? So at this point, that puts us at a much better advantage. You got Evans coming back. So put it this way, Slick. If I'm Campbell, you don't want to put a backup in there playing Evans man. So do you think they'll go zone or have a little cushion?
I wouldn't be surprised if the Buccaneers come back and Mike Evans goes off on his first game, because the focus is going to be on Emeka Ibuka. Mm-hmm. Mike Evans is going to just be all alone. No one's going to think no one's going to account for him. The sheer fact that there's just this new threat that you have to account for because he's red hot. You go with the hot hand. Right. You're not going to worry about even you right now. If you were coming into playing the Buccaneers and you're the defensive coordinator, take the fan hat off, put the defensive coordinator hat back on. You're gonna your main priority is guarding the guy who's healthy and is scoring and is getting the ball. Yes, you will have your DB who's leveraged to Mike will definitely keep an eye on him. I'm not saying that they've completely forgotten about him, but the double teams, all those extra little bits and pieces will all be geared towards stopping Emeka at this point. And if it isn't, then Emeka's going to eat anyway.
Right. Exactly. It's a pick your poison.
Mike Evans is back. We're going to fucking double him. We're going to make sure he gets nothing. Fine.
Emeka might go for 200 yards because, again, if you put like you just said, they got to put their number one priority corner on Evans, and if they do double him, you got a donkey.
You still got Chris Godwin. You still got all the other talent that's available there. And I mean this in the nicest way possible, if our boy Cade Otton can continue what he did last week and be a guy who can continue to gain yards. It doesn't have to be big yards, but the first downs or help set up second down a bit better. Just give me an average of 5. Just keep trucking along. That's all I need. You have to account for it. Sterling Shepard will pop in here and there just to kind of fuck things up.
Oh, Slick, we again, let's get back to the offensive line part. Hutchinson is a bad boy. He ain't better than worse. If Gedeke comes back, Gedeke, the last time they played, he kept Hutchinson in check, I think. So it's their primary weapon, Slick, on defense on their line. They won't be able to get past our tackles again. Now, if Blizzard wants to keep Baker in the pocket, I won't object because he can have all fucking day. Imagine that, Slick. Imagine Evans, Gedeke, and then you said Godwin. Godwin, that would be his 4th game. His 4th game.
You'll really start to see him a little bit more.
Yep. Again, it's a pick your poison kind of see. You see how you see the simple fact that their starting caliber corners are out. That Detroit game has gotten so much more fucking interesting.
And if you've listened this year, Grizzard's been putting Mike Evans in the slot and around. So if you've got guys like Emeka, Chris, and Mike who can all play X, Y, and Z, X and Y and Z. Yep.
Now you have to and like you said, if Otten can come out there, which he can now, if Gedeke is there, now you give him time. Oh, we forgot Slick. We didn't forget Slick, but we failed to mention what if Bucky's like, I'm feeling better now. Bring me back in. Now you're almost at full arsenal because again, Slick, with all of those weapons, you can't guard everybody. Your 2 starting guys are out till whenever.
And do you know what the Buccaneers offensive line is geared up to do? Run the ball.
Run the ball. Run the ball. Run the ball. Run the ball. Run the ball.
And that's what you want. You want a rushing attack that will keep the defense honest. And then if your passing attack is elite, they can't go. You're forcing them to play one high, which means now the passing game's going to be open to a degree because you've already, like we already said, it's a numbers game, right? If I've got Chris Godwin, Emeka Ibuka, Mike Evans, and Jalen McMillan on one side, and I'm in pure spread or whatever different packages of 2x2, and you're teeing off on the fact that I can run the ball, cool, no problem. But as soon as you go to one high, that ball's being fucking handed off, and we're going to get what we want.
100%. And like again, we're forgetting that this could be as hell. Even for Detroit, now you still have to worry about Tez getting open because again, he might be the forgot guy of who the fuck is this, and he might be able to go. Like you said, they're gonna have to put all their resources. Hey, Godwin, Emeka, and Evans, those are your priorities. Tez, what about Tez? Don't worry about him yet. We'll see. Next thing you know, there's a play where Grizzly.
This is where the unsung heroes come in. This is where we've talked about this before in previous games. Is when you have a guy who goes under the radar. Right now, someone like Tez Johnson is that kind of guy. Cade Otton is that kind of guy. Jalen McMillan, when he comes back, will be that kind of guy. Cade Otton's that kind of guy as well. So Devin Culp could be that kind of guy. You put all those together, and then you end up with like quite a special bunch of guys who can make plays for you from anywhere in the field, and that makes you extremely dangerous. The Buccaneers are armed and dangerous, baby.
Armed and dangerous, and that's why I think a lot of people don't realize that Slick for the Bucs being at 4-1 where they are right now. It's very amazing. Like amazing is an understatement. If you would have told me, Slick, hey guys, I'm just gonna let you know, Wirfs is gonna be out for a while. Cody's gonna go out for the rest of the season. Gedeke's gonna be out a few more games. Oh yeah, Canty is gonna be out for the rest of the season. Yeah, but you guys are gonna be 4-1. Oh yeah, and Bucky will be out, and Evans. But you guys will be 4-1. I'll be at you, be like, look, whatever you are smoking or drinking, pass me that shit because I need it. This is.
I'm telling you, you're going up against a team. You're going to Seattle against a team that's got one loss on the season. You've got one loss on the season. You will be without Mike Evans. You will be without Luke Geteke, Cody Mock, Jalen McMillan, Bucky Irvin on offense. On defense, Christian Izien will be out, I believe.
Benjamin Morrison.
Benjamin Morrison will be out. Jamal Dean will be out. Cansey will be out. And you're going to walk away with a walk-off touchdown to win the game. In a thriller of a game.
Like, is this?
I'd have gone, what, you mean we didn't get whooped?
Yes, like who is directing this? Martin Scorsese? Because this has to be cinema. And that's what the Bucs are doing. And we're learning. That's why, Slick, I think this next game against the 49ers, we're going to put it together. And I do think we're going to jump early on the lead. And I think this time Bowles and Grizzly are going to be aware and say, fuck this. We don't want to leave this. We don't want to have this team even thinking that they have a remote chance of winning and put them away. Because I said this, Slick.
Bring them out.
Yes, I said this, Slick. The Seahawks, to me, was going to be more competitive than the 49ers because the 49ers are not at full strength. And let's just be real. Let's call it what it is. They've had their time. I know that they're 4-1 right now, Slick. But to me, they're that team that's going to look good early, but they'll slowly.
I think they're hanging on by a thread.
Right. They're going to slowly weather away. The Seahawks, their ceiling is much higher. And mind you, we were playing in their territory. Sam was looking good. I think I give praise to Bowles, Slick. As much shit as I get, Bucs gotta have to cover seam. That's all they have. Yeah, Kittle ain't gonna be back. They don't have any true receivers. But I will say this, Slick, Bowles, as much as he pisses me off with this right here, I give him credit for keeping this ship right. Bowles, you're doing a fantastic job by keeping these men united. That Eagles game, we could have, like you said, Slick, we could have just tucked our tails in, waved the white flag, and got the cheeks clapped, but we didn't. We fought back. And I think that second half is the reason why we won against the Seahawks. We said we're not going to go out. And we started aggressive. You see how we started with urgency on offense. It sets the tone, just like we did last year with Cohen. As much as he get on my fucking nerves, anytime, Slick, for the most part, when we started out fast, we could come out winning. And I do think that is why we will beat the 49ers. I'm going to say this. We're going to beat them 14-plus points. I'm calling it now. Why? Because I think this time we're due for one. We're breaking a bad habits. Slick, we won in prime time on a Monday night against the Texans. We've won twice in them creamsicles. And mind you, side note, that fucking game was one of the best visual games to look at. It made me feel like I was in the 70s. Dude, if you were here, I felt like I was in your era watching two throwback. Those are the two of the cleanest, best jerseys in the NFL by far. The Seahawks and the Bucs have the best shit. But the simple fact that we came out there looking the way we did, Slick, and now we're going to put away this demon, the 49ers, because they've had our number for a few years now. I think we can put these.
This is going to be the game. This is the game. We got to go turn around and go, right, fuck what everyone else thinks.
Yeah, it's like this. You've had your moments.
Fortunes around.
Yes, it's like you had your moments, 49ers, but there will be no gold nuggets here today, sir. We're going to dig you motherfuckers a grave because we're sick of this shit. That's why this is another game, Slick, that you have to make a statement win. We need a statement win, like you said, not just for the narrative, but for the players. We got the resilient part down already. That's gravy. But now we got to be a team, like you said, we got to put motherfuckers away. Because
you make mistakes against us, we'll fucking punish you.
Yes.
We'll punish you hard. And if we get up on you, we're going to keep the fucking foot down. You're going to get strangled. You're going to get choked the fuck out. And when you come to, the game is over.
And I bring this up, Slick, because it is important that you say that we win in October, because I'm a realist. Now, as of right now, you know, the Bucs are doing very well. Let's say this, Slick. Let's say we get our shit together and we win. We're winning until the bye week. Let's just throw that out there. Let's say by the time we end the bye week, that means we are what? 7-1. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we play the 49ers, we play the Lions, and then we play the Saints. Let's just say we're 7-1, Slick. Now let's say we come out. I think we're gonna put belt the ass of the Patriots. I'm not worried about that. But let's say this, Slick, we slip around and fall short, and we lose to the Rams and the Bills. Let's say we lose both back to back. That means we're 8-3. We're 8-3. Do you?
And then we got that 6-game period.
Right, but Slick, here's the beauty of it. We're in the inside looking out. Remember last year in our bye weeks, we were always on the outside looking in. Now, if you're 8-3, Slick, what if you got certain players that are a little banged up? Now you don't have to force them in. You might say, you know what? I need you to sit out the next game or two, because you just said it. When December gets here, we might fucking go 6-0 or 5-1 at worst. Who the shit? We don't know how our NFC South brother might be. Shit, the Saints are gonna pack it up, I'd say, by Thanksgiving. The Panthers,
I'm sure they're gonna win, to be honest.
Well, the Giants fucked that up. But I'm gonna say this, Slick. By Thanksgiving, the Saints have already packed it up. I'm gonna say by early December, the Panthers, as much as scrappy as they'll be done. The Falcons, maybe.
I think the Falcon. This is something I've had in my head.
Yes.
I would love to see the Buccaneers 3 wins up on the Falcons on Thursday Night Football. The reason I say this is because that becomes if we don't win this game, we are out of NFC South. We will get the hat and the t-shirt game on a creamsicle game, because it's a creamsicle game.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And that will be the hat and the t-shirt game for the Buccaneers. In their fucking face. You're not in yet again. You fell short.
Mm-hmm.
Here's our hat. Read it and weep. Hat and the t-shirt in your face. Fuck you. We did it in the fucking retros.
That's an excellent point, Slick. And you know what?
We just got to be 3 games up against them when we play them on Thursday Night Football.
You're right, and I didn't even think of it. Put it this way: if we are and we beat them, they might shut the shit down. They might say at this point, "All right, guys."
Depends what their record is, right? That's what it will come down to. If their let's say, for the sake of, I'm not going to look at their record. Let's say at this point there's 3 games to go, so we would have.
Shit, let's just fuck around and say we're 10-3.
Yeah.
And they're 7 no, let's say they're 7-5.
We would have played 14 games at that point.
Okay, so let's just say we're 11-3 and they are
11-3.
And they are 8-5.
Yep. Win that game.
You have a chance.
Win that game. You win that game, and they go shit. Even with a winning record, they come out of that going, well, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you want.
Yep. Because if we
have it wrapped up in a divisional game against them, and it doesn't matter what they do, it doesn't matter what we lose.
Yep.
We could lose every game after it, and it won't make no fucking difference because we've wrapped up the division.
We've wrapped up the division. That's right. And at that point, like you said, it's curtains. It's shit. Well, guys, maybe next year.
Mm-hmm.
So Buck fans, feel excited. We are happy. We are excited about this, as you should be as well. We're only going to get better. Slick, how many times have we told people that it takes longer for offenses to get better? It takes time. By the bye week, McMillan most likely will be back. Now, I just honestly think after the bye week, Slick, when we are at full strength by then, the Bucs are going to be that scary to where it's, you know what? They'll probably put up like 30 points per game almost, because at that point, the teams we're playing, the only 2 defenses that can be worth a damn is the Bills and the Rams. Everyone else.
But if you go off that mindset, my friend, then there's no chance of us losing any of the games after the bye. But there's very little chance. So
I know this.
Who do we play after the bye?
The Bills and Rams. And Like you
Yeah,
said,
so I would say the chances are we'll win. We'll maybe lose one of them, and we won't lose both.
dude, Slick, I said this before, and I'll send you the video. What if we fuck around and go 15-2 or some shit?
It's not impossible.
And that's what I'm saying.
It's not impossible, man.
Buck fans,
I
this is
would say it's got more chance of happening the sooner people get back.
and guys, I'm gonna say this because I'm the most optimistic, passionate person. But Slick is a coach. I've coached too, but Slick is still doing this. It is not out of the question that your Bucs can go 15-2 because we're getting through the storms already, despite us being wounded. What's gonna happen when we are at full strength? We don't. And remember, Slick, the early injuries to me are a blessing in disguise. Why? Imagine this, like I just told you, Detroit just lost 2 of their
Well,
stars.
you give them that adversity straight away, so your backups get to be blooded in a little bit quicker than expected, so they get really valuable game experience.
Right.
So that's when you look at positives, right? So that's one of your positives, especially if you come out of it and win, right?
Right.
If you're losing, then yeah, it becomes a problem because you then have to chase the end of the season, which is kind of like what happened last year.
Yeah.
You're chasing the end of the season to try and get into the dance. Whereas if you're winning and you're a little depleted, your guys are getting your backups are getting valuable experience, so they're gonna get better. And like you said earlier, you'll be able to trust these guys later in the games, later in those playoff games, knowing that they can step up because you've already seen them do it. Against some good teams, because we do go up against the Lions, we do go up against the Niners, we do go up against a Patriots team. I don't think you'll go to the playoffs, but I think they'll definitely be knocking on the door of they'll be in the playoff chase all the way to the end.
Yes.
The Bills, the Rams. By the time the Buccaneers are at full strength, it might be in the late November. And that's fine, because if we come out of it, you now know what Charlie Heck can do. You now know what your backup your Tez Johnsons, who probably, if everyone was healthy, Tez Johnson might not have even seen the field this year.
Facts. And as you just said, Slick, maybe this Evans injury might have been a blessing in disguise because Emeka is getting the experience that he needs. He's getting the confidence. Tez Johnson, Godwin can take his time, not only physically but mentally. I don't have to go
the reps that Baker and Emeka are taking right now are crucial, right? So they're now spending a lot of time together developing this chemistry. He's already got the chemistry with Mike. He's already got the chemistry with Chris Godwin. There's a little bit of chemistry with Jalen McMillan. He's got chemistry with Cade Otton, because we saw that when Mike Evans and Chris went out. Cade Otton was the go-to guy. It was him, and then we know that he's got priors and a relationship with Sterling Shepard. So when you put it all together, and we also know that Rachaad White is a great receiving back. So when you put all that together, the passing attack is just so fucking stacked. You could design certain plays for certain players and just move them around, and defenses won't know what to do because all of a sudden Mike's playing in the slot, and now you got Chris and Emeka out wide.
Now it's like, oh shit!
It used to be just Mike. It used to be just Mike and somebody on the outside with Chris kind of on the inside. But for a while, it was both Chris and Mike on the outside and there's other people on the inside. Now you've got the opportunity, from what I've seen from Grizzard so far, is he will throw everybody everywhere.
And that's where defenses cannot. Every defense, again, it's like we've always told people, you don't have everyone in the arsenal to be able to handle all of those receivers. And another thing, Slick, again, when it comes to injuries, how many times, Slick, have we seen through the NFL, as in the late season, there's always a couple of teams that have those devastating injuries to players where it's, oh shit, it's week 14. He's going to have to be out at least two weeks. Now, you know this, Slick, in week 14, losing 2 weeks to a player can be very crucial to your season. What if you guys are maybe like 9-5 and you can't afford to lose any of those 2 games? This is why we're saying the injuries early right now is better, because when these guys go through the season, like you said, adversity, the backups are getting experience, the starters are getting healthier and in more shape. So, Buck fans, You have a lot as of right now, knock on wood, to look forward to because
leadership, all
going
those
to
things
work.
all come into fruition now. Like you're seeing it. Like you're getting a Baker Mayfield that's galvanizing. Remember when I can't remember who it was we played with Brady. We had a lot of wide receiver injuries, a lot of wide receivers out, and we came away. We kind of came out with a win,
Mm-hmm.
and it was huge. But it was the difference was is you had Tom Brady who made everyone believe. Now you got Baker Mayfield making people believe, and you've got the work that you've already put in. Like you've got wins to show for it.
Yeah.
You've got a big road win that you've just got. You're going to have potentially a statement win next week, this week when you play against the Niners because it's at home. It's against another team that's got a record that's the same as yours.
Yep.
You had that together. Buccaneers have won in prime time. Everyone talks about how bad we are in prime time. We've won one in prime time already. I know we never win in creamsicles. We've won it twice in creamsicle.
And also,
These are these little bugaboos that Bucs fans will go, superstitious about, that we don't win in prime time, we don't win in this, and we don't win in that. If the Buccaneers find out and they go in, they win this game, and then they go into the next one, Monday Night Football, they somehow pull off a win against the Lions. Oh my God!
Now it's shit, what's going on here?
The media's already started to go overdrive for the Buccaneers at the moment.
Oh yeah, they're like, oh shit, like
this reminds me of the 2021 Brady year where they kind of the dick sucking was that good.
Yes, because at this point now
we've got the Braves, bro.
Well, we're for real. Like the Bucs are being more for real, and they're backing it up. Other teams that they were sucking off is like, oh shit, Green Bay Packers, you fucking tied with Dallas. Blech. Green Bay, you lost to fucking Browns. Wait a minute, Baltimore. Buffalo, what the fuck happened with the Patriots? Whoa.
Falcons puffed up. Was it a 30-point loss?
Yes. Eagles, you were wounded, and there's drama. Let's see how you can handle it. So this is why, Buck fans, this is the time to sit back, rejoice, because there's more to come. And speaking of that, I'm going to be out this bitch. Yo, thank you all for checking out Bucs Report, The Aftermath. As always, you need to check us out. You need to check us out on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and iTunes. We are here. Again, go to my YouTube channel. It's about Bucking Time. Give Coach Slick an opportunity. Check his accolades. They speak for itself. Again, he talks football and buck ball. Check me out on TikTok. I'm probably going to go live in a little bit. AJ Turn Up and talk some more shit. So, as always, go Bucs. I will holler at you later, Slick. Take care of yourself, bro.
Peace out, brother.
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys, that's the end of the show. Thank you for sticking with us. Look, enjoy the wins. The wins are coming thick and fast so far, so we're going to enjoy that. This is what I call Bowles' little area where he needs to get better. If you look at historically, Bowles in the mid-season struggles. Really does struggle. And you can give it a plethora of different reasons. But since Bowles has been head coach, he has struggled with the mid part of the season. I want to see the next 6 games, at least 3 wins. That's my expectation. Last year, we went into this kind of period, and we walked away with no wins. Like from the moment, I think it was Baltimore. We lost to Baltimore. We lost to the Falcons. We lost to Falcons, Baltimore Falcons, Niners, Kansas City. It was horrendous. So we got 1 out of 6. There's a 6-game period. It's a tough period, but if the Buccaneers can come out with 3 of these 6, very good going into the last 6. Very good going into the last 6, which is a much easier part of the season where you could possibly turn around and go, if the Buccaneers drop 3 there, they got 4 losses of the season, maybe they drop 1 more. You're now looking at a 12-5 season. Most likely you're looking anything better than that. So on that note, guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for please, and by all means, comment, like, subscribe. Check us out. We do go on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or Apple Music, and wherever you get your podcasts from. Myself, I get them from Amazon Music. We're on there too. Listen to it in the car. Like, comment, subscribe. We really appreciate everything you guys do for the channel, for the Bucs Report as a whole, the other shows that are out there, such as the Creamsicle Chronicles, and all the guests that we have in that come in and do a great job. Check out the writing content that these guys do. There's a lot of hard work. Carter Brantley is one of the best of the Bay. 2 years in a row, I believe. It might even be a third in a row. He's three-peating. Go check every one of those out. There's good written content out there. There's good visual content out there. Go check out AJ Turnup and what he does. He will argue with everyone. He will die on the hill that is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So if you want to have someone who's pulling for your boys, there's no one more passionate about pulling for your team than my bro host with the most, AJ Turnup. But on that note, guys, thank you for tuning in. I will see you all at the post game next week, this week, and then the following aftermath on Monday. Look after yourselves. Bucs on me, Bucs on free. 1, 2, 3. Go Bucs!
I don't know what to say.